three amazing young men who are very courageously and generously going to share their very intimate and personal stories, especially as it relates to suicide. My intention to do today is to have a real honest conversation and kind of just glean some of the wisdom that you might have from your experiences. And if that's cool, I think I do want to start with Noah, since this Arc12 project is related to him.
I made it one of my goals, to help as many people as I can before I leave this earth. And I got together with my dad and I thought, hey, if you helped me and we helped each other, we should be able to help other people. My first college I went to Hampton University, and they had a counselor on site. And I talked to them and I said, hey, I'm having I'm not planning to do it, but I'm having suicidal thoughts. And that's like a no-no word, basically. So after that, they sent me to, they called the police. They sent me to the hospital. And that was a very scary couple hours because I was like, I don't think I'm going to do it. I just wanted to ask for some help. And I don't think this is the best way to do it because, now you got me back in the police car, driving to a hospital, and I'm scared for my life and all that because, what, I don't know what they're going to do to me. It's my first time being in a situation. And because of that, I kind of closed myself off a little more. But, throughout quarantine, everyone having to talk to each other because it's kind of all you had to do. I just started just open up more about myself and just be like, this is who I am and this is, what I want to do with myself. And, if I want to, be a helpful person, then I gotta help myself first. And once I get to that point, then I can help other people.
Christian, you want to tell us a little bit about your story and what brings you here and the Arc12 project and everything?
I probably had 3 more days of college before I submitted my final paper and I applied for graduation and stuff. And that's when I got a call from my family back home that my little brother committed suicide. So I actually went on YouTube and I did a life update where I spoke about it.
If you follow me on social media, you know that my little brother passed away on July 7th. And I lost my little brother to suicide. He took his own life. He was depressed. He was going through things and he felt like he had nobody. I spoke to him that morning. I was on my way downtown and I said, hey bro, you sent me a message about a week or two ago saying that when I asked you how are you, he said holding up. I was like, oh, that sort of alarmed me. And I was like, oh shoot, he's going through something, nothing crazy. I didn't think of it not too much. So then in that same morning, I said, yo bro, what's going on? And he's like, nothing, I just feel like a up. I just feel like nothing's right, nothing's going my way or whatever. And I told him and I said, it's gonna be okay. That was the last message I said to him. I said, it's gonna be okay. Things are gonna get better. That's what I said to him. Things are gonna get better. I love you. Those are my last messages to him. A part of me feels really guilty for not opening up and telling him everything that I struggled with. Although we were so close, me and him was closest. But just I've never lost nobody close to me. God forbid I lose anybody close to me. And the last person I thought was my little brother, bro. Last person I thought would have lost was my little brother.
I went into a spiral of going into drugs again. I even had my own for a month or two where I was feeling suicidal. But because of the person that I have been and I've been very outspoken, I was able to I didn't let it get to a place where I was in trouble. I feel like I'm doing better. I'm finding company. I am speaking out. I'm asking people how they're doing. And sometimes the best help is just helping other people. So I feel like I'm doing this right now.
You are very fortunate to get on the other side. And the fact that you still struggle is what keeps it real. It's what makes you even more valuable because you're still finding your way and you've still been through so much. And keep it real. Don't put on a facade. Don't make it fake. Just like you're doing now. Just keep it real. And find people where it's safe to be real. You know what I mean by safe? You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So, Austin, you've been listening to the conversations I've been having with Noah and Chris, and tell us a little bit about your story in connection to Arc12.
One of the big things that I appreciate about Arc12 is that I get to share my experience. There was a point in time in my life where I felt as if I was worthless. I felt like I didn't deserve to be here. I felt as if everything I did was a big mistake in my life. So there was a point in time where I took 28 pills of Zoloft, and I tried to commit suicide. I actually passed away for 30 minutes and had 3 seizures. And when that happened, I was in the hospital. I was in a coma for a week. So with the Arc12 Project, I'm here to inspire others, because when I awoken, I got to see who was all really there for me. The whole time, I was never alone. And sometimes people think they're always alone, but there's never a time in your life where you're ever alone. There is always one step to take, and that is pick up your phone and call a family member. And that's all I had to do. So Arc12, I feel as if this is like a big thing in the world that people need to hear, because some people think that money is everything. Some people that think that they're there for each other, but it doesn't matter about any of that. It just matters that you're never alone.
Are you one of these people that remembered that experience? Do you have any recollection of that?
It was peaceful. Most people don't want to hear that. Most people want you to say that they went to heaven, they went to hell. But the one thing I will say, it was peaceful.
Well, like, we could assume then it wasn't hell. I mean, so, you're doing something right?
Yes, sir.
So what's the rest of your experience been like since that moment? Have you felt that was like a major game changer, and that you are going to make the most of the so-called second chance? Or is it one of those things where, the fear of spiraling is always there, that it messes with your frame of mind? Where are you in your process?
Okay, so when I got a second chance at life, I took a blessing of it. The doctors, when I woke up, they said, you better be grateful that you're here, because there was a 90% chance that I should be dead right now, because my heart rate was at a 217. My lungs were failing. I had to get Narcan 2 times. So when the doctors told me that, I took a huge blessing because of it. So I went to college. I'm a junior now. Me and my family are way closer than we ever been. If I ever need something, I always make a phone call to one of my friends or my buddies. It's just more to look at life now from a spiritual level, because I have a second chance at life, and most people don't get second chances. And one of the biggest takeaways from this was, before I tried to commit suicide, was that I wanted to see who was all going to be there for me if I ever passed away. Like, everybody always wonders who is going to be there for me if I ever die. So when I passed away, I got to see all the people on my Facebook, Instagram, and all these posts about me. And there was a lot of people there for me that I didn't even know that was there for me. So it was a big takeaway from that experience.
I love you sharing that. And I think that really is the thing. We take each other for granted, right or wrong. It's just we get so busy and distracted with our life that it almost feels as if A, we're alone, and B, nobody cares. And then because you got to live through that, you got to experience how much care there really is out there for you. And yet everybody is so busy doing whatever it is that they're doing,
Self-love plays a big factor in somebody's life. If you have no self-love towards yourself, it's going to be a hard life. So basically what I did, I took time away from social media. I took time away from everybody, except for my family. So I had to take time to learn how to love myself. And I feel like that's the biggest problem in life, is that people don't understand their true selves. Everybody's always there for somebody else, but nobody is there for themselves. So I took the time to understand what life is truly about. And life is just an experience. Life is not about what can you do or what can you get done or how rich you can be one day. Life is just the beautiful part of it. And that's the thing people don't understand. So what I did, I understood. I took time to love nature and to understand how beautiful life truly is. So after I did that, I took time to post on Instagram about my story, and it reached out to probably at least 1,000 people who go into my DMs and tell me how thankful they are for my story and how I'm brave enough to share my story. So that's one thing I could take away from my suicide attempt. And I truly hope I can inspire others, because no, it wasn't worth it. And no, you cannot possibly get a second chance like I did. Because like I said, My lungs were supposed to collapse. I was supposed to have brain damage. I was supposed to have heart failure. I'm truly meant to be here, but I'm not supposed to be here.
Do you have any advice on how someone can actually be there for somebody? What would you recommend? What would have worked for you? Let's just go with that.
That is a wonderful question, Dr. Michael. Tell them you love them. I mean, go out and hug them. Sometimes people just need a hug, man. I'm telling you. I love my family to death, but one thing I can say, I'm not going to say any names, but one thing my family thought that was right for them, it might have been right in their own head, but what they did, they gave me gifts, you know? Mm-hmm. Whenever I was down, whenever I was upset, I would try to talk to them. They would tell me I'm okay, and then give me $20 or $50 or a pack of AirPods. And, you know, yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I should be grateful for that as a kid. But one thing I can say is money is not everything, man. Money is not everything. All I wanted from my parents or from a family member or a friend was a hug, dude.
What are the things that you did to help yourself, and how did that work out for you?
I would say that I tried to go to a therapist. When I tried to schedule an appointment with a therapist, basically what they told me over the phone is that I told them I needed help immediately. I was crying over the phone, saying that I didn't want to be here. And basically what they told me is that I had to wait a couple months in order to get in with a therapist. I find that a big problem in the United States is that they find mental health as a joke. I was bawling my eyes out over the phone, pleading for help, but I need to get in there ASAP. And basically what they told me is that it's going to take a month for me to go in there. And I feel as if therapy can be a lot better by a long shot.
Have you played around with the idea of putting together your success team, like having people that you can call? Do you have a good Rolodex now that if you were ever in the situation that you were in before, that you'd have good resources readily available?
Yes, and I would like to say that is anybody. You can go to anybody in the world and tell them how you're feeling. It doesn't matter if that's your buddy or a family member or a school buddy from the past. You can go to literally anybody and ask for help. So I would say that helped me by me asking simply, can someone talk to me right now? You know, it's to anybody.
Noah, would you like to answer that question?
I'm grateful for my friends. You know, they're really good people. Just like the best advice, just be a good person to your friend.
Right. Does he think it has helped you to be there for your friends as well now? I mean, like at that level that you're needing it, do you find yourself reaching out and really being like emotionally there for them as well as physically there, like ready and able to do anything? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, like one of the first things I'll like always do, like I'll always ask like, "Are you okay?" That's like the first thing I'll do. And if they say like no, then like, you know, I'll talk to them more. But if they say, "Yeah, I'm fine, I don't want to talk about them," like I'll be like, "Okay, I'm here when you need me. You know, just let me know. I'm here to listen."
How about for you, Chris?
What Noah said, just listen, be there to listen. Because I feel like had I sat down there at that train station and just picked up my brother's phone call and heard him cry and spoke for 10, 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure he probably would have been here still. Listening goes a long way. You don't know what people are going through, and you don't know how much a listening ear goes. You don't know how far that goes to some people.
And actually, the purpose of Arc12 is to do this. Here are these amazing 20-something-year-olds that are sharing honestly of what's going on here in 2022 and what we're facing. And I think the heart-to-heart and the depth of which that you guys are willing to share is just the fuel for a better future. So I'm really excited for Arc12, and especially the three of you guys. I really, really appreciate deeply the vulnerability and the openness and the rawness and the fact that you're just dropping a bunch of truth bombs here.